I was watching a documentary from Jerry Seinfeld. He had that show, Seinfeld. Him and Michael Richards were talking about how they didn't really have fun. I mean, they laughed and stuff, but it wasn't about them having fun for the project. It was about everybody who was watching it have fun. And I thought that was kind of summed it up, because when you're making a film, it's not that fun.
It's fun in the same sense as when you get a tattoo. It hurts like hell, but at the end of it, you for some reason want another one. That's why I like filmmaking. It hurts like hell the whole time you're doing it, but we're also serious about doing it right, because Gehenna's very proud of it. The fact that we have a finished film is very cool. You know, 86% of all independent films don't actually get finished. I love horror films. I mean, what I consider a good horror film is something I haven't seen before, something that takes me to a different place, puts me in a different time, with strange, crazy, scary things. I like the jumpies, the high music, then no music, then bah! Just like that. I like the ones that 3 days after you see it, you're still talking about it, you're still walking quickly to the restroom at night because you don't want the thing to crawl down the stairs and get you. If a really good horror film will make me get up while I'm watching it and turn the lights on. We were both signed on as producers for the film, and we found out very quickly that a producer role means you just do everything, from getting light bulbs when they burnt out, to making sure all the actors were on set on time, making sure they're all fed, being a buffer between anyone that wasn't getting along. We went to years and years of school to learn how to produce films. Mm-hmm. We had a friend that asked, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely no experience. Went to banking school and McDonald's school, and that's really where we learned how to cut our teeth in filmmaking. So,
yeah. We both, one of the things that does translate, we both work with projects and people in our jobs, and filmmaking is just a different project and a different set of people.
Actors, artists, and they live on a different world than the business world does, and it works for them, and as long as they stay in that world, they're fine. But when you try and collide those two worlds together, it's not always harmonious.
The first thing we really did was help with locations. I mean, we took a topper and accessories store and turned it into a general store. And that took like 8 hours, and everybody had to empty their cupboards.
We needed a creepy basement, and a friend of mine owns a bar, and I'd been in the basement, and it was creepy. Needed a restaurant, knew of a restaurant that closed in the afternoon, so spoke with the owner, and I think that was our best shooting location. We had unlimited access to the restaurant from 2 in the afternoon, really, until we wanted to go home.
I remember when we almost cost a local business their liquor license, because they didn't know there was a rule that we couldn't shoot after closing time. We didn't know there was one, but we just let the city know that we were doing some filming in there, and they said, if you do, and we drive by and see people in there, he'll lose his liquor license. So then Jason came up with a plan B, and his buddy had a bar in his garage that didn't take much work for us to make into the convincing bar that's in Gehenna.
Movie magic.
So, big no-nos, sending away for the cheapest set of lights you can find from a foreign country.
They start fires.
They do start on fire.
Mm-hmm. We found that out, definitely. Which is another.
We're sorry, Patty.
When borrowing a location from someone, don't light it on fire. No. No, not interviewing all the people involved.
There's so many things.
Yeah, I mean,
make sure you got. Make sure You just have to have more. There's so many people. There's a reason why in a feature film the credits go on forever. There's just so many people involved, and you just got to make sure that somebody is responsible for all these different things, like making sure a room, a location looks like it's supposed to be a sheriff's office. Like we got to the sheriff's office for the shoot,
And there was a desk.
and nothing else.
Nothing else. No chair, no, I mean, it was literally an empty office, and that's what it looked like, was the empty office.
Because we had forgotten to have somebody get it ready.
And I mean, if you guys, I don't know what you can see it through the camera, if you look around, this is an empty studio, but I mean, there's signs of life, there's pens, pencils, tape, there's things laying around everywhere that you don't notice in here when you're in here, but if you were to film it, watch it as a film, you would say, why does that room look so empty? That's definitely a no-no, is making sure it looks lived in.
For me, it was the disorganization.
Yeah.
I hated showing up somewhere and finding out that we lost 3 or 4 hours, or even that first shoot we did.
One of the few things that we, I think, did right was the lighting. That being said, there were scenes that were shot during the day that should have been shot in the evening,
Yeah,
and
that's the organization
that lighting is
that we did.
horrible. But yeah, we actually had our cinematographer that we used was an amazing cinematographer, and he understood lighting and shadows and really creating a mood through lighting. I don't know, the opening scene of the film is just a guy holding a candle walking along the side of the cell. And I remember when we were filming it going, it's so bright, it's so cheery, this isn't gonna work, I don't get it, how are we gonna get this? But he knew his craft well enough to make it eerie. In fact, I had some feedback that I got from some people that saw it, where they put the DVD in, they were able to watch the opening scene, but it scared them so bad they had to turn it off.
Overall, Gehenna is, in my mind, we put all the effort into it, and it's a 6 out of 10 on my scale. And you know what? 5's the threshold of enjoying it or not enjoying it, and I think most people enjoy it to some extent.
They see, like my dad said, I didn't get it, but I was entertained while I was watching it. What was he, a commissioner?
Yeah.
So came to the premiere of it and said, I don't know what I saw, but I liked it. The premiere of it, that was at the Heights Theater in Columbia Heights. It's an older venue that's been redone to look like it was in I think it was the 40s is what he went back to. It is the absolute coolest theater experience you'll ever have. They have an organist playing, and the organist goes into the ground. We didn't pay the $25 to have that happen, but it's there. And it was pretty cool to see. I mean, it has a grand marquee. It's very old. Hopefully we'll be able to edit in a picture of that.
Yeah. Well, we did it up really good. But we had a red carpet. We had given out a bunch of passes to VIPs. But the bulk of the people were paying customers. We got the Lionel Lakes princesses, those ambassadors.
Yep.
So they were there in their Lionel Lakes gowns and stuff, and they just added something to it.
And that's where we're from, and it's also where a bulk of the film was filmed.
Our actresses were just wearing just great gowns. Our wives were looking, our families.
It looked like a Hollywood premiere.
Yeah.
And those of you out there that are watching it that are aspiring film or actors, just remember that when we call you.
Yeah, we make stars.
We make stars out of people.
Yeah.
We're going right to Hollywood from here, so actually our plane leaves in about a half hour, so.